And at this point in the ship preparation, we're pretty well finished recovering the metals that we'll be recycling, and we're beginning the stage of really cleaning it up. So what you're seeing here today is something of something that's disorderly, a bit of a mess. This is the main hallway of the ship. It's referred to as Burma Road, and it goes the full length of the ship from one end to the other, nearly 350 feet long. You see a bathroom, and through here is a former lounge for the chief petty officers. This side of the ship, the starboard side of the ship, is a line of workrooms. Originally they contained electrical repair shops, they contained communications rooms, one of them contained a full-scale metal lathe, and so on down the ship. Now we've taken out the walls and taken out the equipment for environmental and diver safety reasons. This big hole here used to contain a brass tube that carried the explosive charges for the gun from the bottom of the ship all the way up to the top of the ship, and of course it had to be brass because of the need to not have a spark set off something. And again, it's all part of taking all of the scrap off the ship that we can. This room was the where anybody with a medical problem came. It's unique on the ship. It's the only double-wide doorway. It had the only bathtub on the ship, other than the one in the captain's quarters. This area here is an area that will be cut out for diver access, and so it's been identified now. And in the next few weeks, the fiberglass insulation will be taken out of here, and it'll be left open so that just before we sink the ship, we'll cut holes in the metal hull. We have quite a sophisticated diver access plan that's on the computer, and we know exactly where all the holes have to be to create a maximum amount of light and for safe diver access. These are these very large networks of aluminum hangers supporting miles and miles of copper wire. We have to remove the copper wire primarily for safety reasons, because these aluminum hangers will degrade fairly quickly, and you'd end up with just things that resembled fishnets in terms of trapping divers. So all of this all comes out of here. Yeah, this generator here is a good example of selling components off of the ship instead of just taking the copper or the brass out of it and simply selling the raw materials. It's worth probably 5 times as much as an operating generator and engine as it is just for scrap. We were lucky that this is something that had been reasonably recently overhauled, and it's an unusual unit because it's 440 volts, but it has a real market for it, and it will bring a good return for us. We're now in the command bridge, which is about the top of the ship in terms of areas in which a diver will penetrate, and it'll be a popular place, probably the most popular place on the ship on which to dive, because it'll only be in about 40 feet of water. So there'll be a big hole in the ceiling here, and probably these windows will be open, and these doors that are presently locked will be cut open wider to provide a greater degree of diver access. Similarly, we'll be cutting holes in the floor here to give better diver access down into the electrical area of the ship. The ship was, of course, the place from where the ship was commanded when it was afloat, and it's, for many people, it's the heart of of the ship that most relates to them being a ship. Nobody has any trouble understanding when they're here that they are in the bridge where the captain commanded the ship from. These windows were designed to be able to roll right up and to help seal the ship off completely. In event of a nuclear attack, these ships were designed to be able to be buttoned up completely and run for weeks on end as sealed systems, and in fact, frequently in practice they did that.